Hello everybody, Hefe here, and it's time for another video, another manga review. I'm accompanied by the one and only Dr. Eyes. How are you doing, Dr. Eyes?
Pretty good, pretty excited, pretty happy to be here.
We're kind of going down a lot of the Fujimoto rabbit hole. We did Chainsaw Man. One was it Spy Family is by a guy that assisted Fujimoto. And now we're just doing Fujimoto's latest one shot, Goodbye Eri, which I read the day it came out and I was like, this shit blew my fucking mind. I don't know about you, but I was like, God damn, what a
This is
great
this is
author.
some good shit. Yeah, no, I enjoyed reading this. I also read it the first day it came out, and it just I think I just saw it on Twitter, and it just piqued my interest just from like a simple panel. It's just so animated, like beautifully, and then when you fall into the whole rabbit hole, the story of it, it really just gets you thinking.
Yeah, I kind of when I see because he did a look back, which I actually never read, so maybe we'll do a review on that one soon. Did you ever read that one?
I don't think I ever read it, but I think we should do like a first time read on it
Oh,
together.
okay. I like that. Dude, that's gonna be a long ass video.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I kind of yeah.
you know what? Because I just our normal reviews are pretty long, but I'm down for that. That'd be fun because a look back he did in between right after he finished Chainsaw Man. He did a look back and now he's done Goodbye Eri and he's getting ready to buckle down and start Chainsaw Man Part 2. And after reading Goodbye Eri, I'm just like, oh my god, dude, can this guy like? I was worried about him fucking up Chainsaw Man. I don't think he can. He's just so
Yeah,
good at
nah,
writing,
he knows how to write a good story.
and he's given himself enough time. He's given himself a break, a solid almost year and a half now. That he's or yeah, it's gonna be almost 2 years by the time it starts up. He's given himself a break on in between to plan out the story. He knows how it's gonna be. He won't have to rush it. And he knows if this is going to be going into a part 3 or if, part 2 is the ending of Chainsaw Man. But we'll get to that when we get there. We'll probably do a read along of that first chapter when it
Yeah,
comes out.
definitely.
That's gonna be
Of
exciting.
course.
That's supposed to be in the next month or two. How exciting! How exciting!
That's crazy.
I know, right? I think
Time flies by.
we have to do Fire Punch too in the meantime. But all right, so first off, Goodbye Eri, Wild Ride. Um, the animation style
Very wild ride.
is kind of crazy. I was like, when I was reading this, I was like, why does it have this like weird motion blur effect?
Yeah,
And
it's
it kind
definitely
of
meant to
threw
like
me off.
it definitely has like the feeling that's like meant to be like you're watching it through like a fucking like a phone. Like the whole thing's just recorded on your phone and you're just watching it through it like that.
Yeah, yeah, there's gonna be spoilers throughout this, so sorry in advance. But like the first 20 pages of this is literally just him showing you a movie that he created, and when you're watching this and you're like, wow, this is kind of a weird art style. Like, I'm okay with this. This is kind of weird. And then it all makes sense once you find out, realize that it's a movie.
Mhm.
Um, Something I never really realized too is that mom looks quite a bit like Makima. you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I can get yeah, they got the same
like
hairstyle going on.
same type of hairstyle. Especially like right here. Like it's the exact
Yeah.
same kind of thing going on. I don't think as deep of red. Definitely doesn't have the iconic eyes, but we kind of experiencing their life because the mom was like, "Hey, can you film me? I'm gonna
Yeah.
die soon. I need
I'm
you to
dying.
film
I would
me."
like to have my life recorded, please.
And the moment I read that, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be sad. This is gonna be a sad story." Holy shit! I'm like, oh, let me brace myself. I sat back in my chair a little bit. I was like, okay, let's go. We're going
Yeah.
through, and it was just it's like, oh, all these
Oh man,
life
I'm slowly
moments.
dying. Yeah.
Dad crying.
Dad's crying. He's gonna be alone all his life. This kid, what did he has a does he have a name?
It says on the cake, Utah. Yep, Utah. I
Utah.
knew that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been a minute. We probably should have fucking got that. I mean, the only name I remember is Ari, obviously, but
Yeah.
Utah is that, and I
Yeah.
think
Utah. He records a lot. He records a lot with his phone. He has over 100 hours of footage. He is an editor. he's a very big fan of filming.
I love like this is something that I love is how it's very different type of blocking in this
Hmm.
manga. How it's almost like it's done like a film reel.
Just
Like
watching
as you
scenes,
look
yeah, from a
down,
film
yeah,
roll.
you're just kind of going down and you're seeing it as it's playing out,
Yeah.
and you're having this. I love this scene. This is such a good scene, and
He
you're
refuses to record his mom, and
yeah,
then yeah,
yeah. He's like, yeah, your mom, she wants you to film her until she dies, and he's like, you know what, fuck that, I'm out running. How hard was that to draw? I feel like that seems
that
like
looks fucking difficult.
it seems really easy and really difficult all at the same time, and it hurts my head.
Uh-huh.
But I love this.
And
That's
then
like,
explosion.
yeah. Once the hospital exploded, dude, my head was spinning. I'm like, what am I
Very
reading?
confused. I just thought I was like in a random anime trope, and I just thought, okay, this is gonna be a dumb fucking ride.
Yeah, he's just loving his life, and then boom, puts you
Boom!
in.
It was a
Hey,
movie the whole time,
yeah, everybody's watching this epic movie
and
that
they
I can.
do not like it.
Yeah, they're all like, what
They are
the
pretty mad about it.
actual fuck did I just watch? They're like, this is pretty morbid. This kind of not my favorite thing. And he's like, wow,
Like,
I
hey
hope people
guys,
liked
it's
it.
me, YouTuber film editor 526. They just started finishing my movie and I'm gonna see what they think.
Yep, and
And
everyone
they don't
laughed at
like
him.
it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
all were
everyone
like,
laughed at him.
pretty shitty. I kind
Fucking
of feel
awful.
bad. I mean, I'm sure there's
It's pretty
people
fucked up. Yeah,
that watch a lot of things and laugh at it, but it kind of you're just like, damn, all right, that's rough.
you can't help
I'm,
but feel bad for him.
and yeah, and he got so upset that he was like, you know what? I think
He's
it's
gonna
time to
activate
kill
his Riddler
myself.
arc. Yep, he's gonna
Yeah.
record himself being like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna shoot myself in the head. It's gonna be pretty fucked up."
Hey guys, Riddler here. And I'm just reading this. I'm like, where is this going? Because the first 20 pages threw my ass for a loop. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, interesting. You're gonna kill yourself now. Memento mori. I get it. A lot of sprinting going up the stairs, and then we get our queen,
Ooh, yeah.
Some good
Miss
shit right there. That's a good
Miss
panel.
Air. It is. I mean, she has that same face too as Makima
Okay.
and Rize. Like they're like it's like the perfect combination.
Yeah, now we're talking.
And you're just kind of like, I see the inspiration.
Yeah, she's just giving him a pep talk.
And Aries up here is like, oh, you come here to kill yourself?
Hmm.
That's not that cool, honestly. Like, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. It's fucked up.
He's like, how about you come with me and let's watch movies together?
Yeah. She's like, little did you know, I am a big Martin Scorsese fan. Uh, Taxi Driver is one of my favorite movies of all time. Fight Club, very underrated. I am a movie enthusiast.
She's like, I've seen Morbius 60 times in theaters.
Yeah, I've seen Morbius 60 times. I watch Avengers Endgame every morning when I wake up.
Yep, she is in the know. She has the pulse on the world.
Yeah.
And I start to this, especially this panel,
Uh-huh.
especially this movie stuff. It reminds me a lot of Chainsaw Man when Makima goes on a date with Denji, and they're hanging out at the movie theater and they watch every movie that's in the theater, and only one movie makes them cry. And Makima kind of says like, all these shitty movies in the world, at least there's always gonna be one good thing that's gonna kind of transcend and make you feel an emotion. I think that's what she was trying to get at with him. And I know that Fujimoto is like a kind of a really big film
Yeah.
nut. And so it kind of makes sense that he goes down this route of like, hey, watch films. I'm sure this is like, he's almost speaking to us of like what he does. He watches nonstop movies to give him ideas on what he wants to do and how he can implement them in his story. And he can tell if they're good or bad or anything like that. And I start to appreciate it quite a bit. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting looking at the perspective of being like, hey, describe a movie in one sentence and go from there. And we're gonna watch a movie every day, and you're gonna have to describe it to me, and you're gonna get really good at describing it to the point where you know exactly why this movie's good or bad.
I agree.
And it's just kind of an interesting concept because I think a lot of people do that with books and stuff like that and can't really articulate why they like something. But she's trying to teach them why stuff are like that. And
Uh-huh.
she's being actually, was secretly a fangirl. She actually thought his movie was fantastic. And she's like, I want to make a sequel, a better movie, something that people won't cry or won't laugh at. She wants to make them cry and have emotion like he was expecting.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. A little behind the scenes knowledge. My internet crashed
Yeah, I could tell.
while you were doing your little speech there. So I appreciate you just not shutting the fuck up the whole entire time.
I know. I could tell you DC'd for a moment, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep vamping.
I was all like, I'm glad I didn't get to give my 2 cents because I was fucking lagging out the whole time.
Well, I paused for a moment. I paused for a moment, and you did not say a word, and I'm like, "Oh, something's wrong." I was trying to give you a moment to speak, but you weren't there.
Yeah, no, but like I agree with you going on about the whole movie thing and how Fujimoto uses all the movies that he watches as inspiration for his work. I feel like that's a very it's a very important thing just because how influential some movies can be towards people's work and how they can write about different shit.
I do. So they start the film, and he's like, "Yo, guess what? Riddler arc is over. Starting my Joker arc, where I'm just gonna make movies."
Starting my cinephile arc where I will just watch nothing but movies every day for as long as I live.
And hey, at least you get to watch it with a pretty cute girl. So I mean,
Mhm.
it could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah.
And when you see stuff like this too, you're starting to it's starting to implement the idea that, oh, this is all being filmed also. Like this is still being filmed. Every
Yeah, he's just
scene.
filming everything. He's a vlogger, bro.
Yeah, he's a nonstop vlogger. And to a detriment. And it's lots of scenes of them just watching movies.
They're just vibing, yeah.
Going through being best buds.
She's all like, Pulp Fiction, that's my favorite film. And then he's all like, I don't know that one. And then they watch it.
Straight up one of my favorite movies of all time too. I love that movie. I love this scene. Do you remember this scene?
Oh yeah.
It was pretty much like every time you see nipples on screen, you say nice. He's like, no, I don't. Next scene. Or no, he says, oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah. He's like, see? It's like nothing. What? Like, never mind. It's the same thing like whenever something cool happens. She always
she
puts
does like a
up
little peace sign.
which I thought was interesting too, because that is a very common thing in Chainsaw Man. Denji does that shit all the time.
Does he?
And when you reread it, I don't know if you're ever gonna reread Chainsaw Man. Every time Denji does that, it's always after something that's happened that's really important.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. That's wild. I mean, shit, the final volume cover, volume 11, is him doing that.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, just kind of like, I like how he combines almost his universes a little bit.
Yeah.
And she's telling him, hey man, I just really want to watch your movie. And I also might be sick and dying. And you're like, oh, god damn it, please.
Also, she's very critical towards his writing. She says it's ass and wants him to be better.
Yeah, she does not take it easy on him. And she just wants it to be perfect. Especially because it's her story. As much as it is his.
Yeah, she wants it to be good. Yeah.
And she just likes to vibe and watch movies. And I love this scene. When I was reading this, I was like, what the fuck? I was like going through, I'm like, how many pages of this is there? But it's slowly going, and he's like,
this is definitely like one of the first times when you just like realize that like not everything you're reading is the reality of this whole situation.
Yeah, he's being like super mean. The dad just kind of blows up on her. And I was reading this, I'm like, oh god. I'm like, damn, does he have like this weird guilt? And then he's like,
and they're like, cut.
Yeah, he's like, hey, how was that? Was that good? Good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And am I a good actor? Yeah, I'm a good actor. Oh, cool, good. That's what I was thinking.
That's pretty. I like this one a lot. Just their whole
Yeah.
beach scene. It's fucking good shit.
Yeah, this is when you start to get like an idea of how truly ill she is, and
Hmm.
that she's like slowly actually dying.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if you ever want to impress a girl, but I don't know if showing, sending her a video you taking a shit, it's like the way
I
to
don't
do
think
it.
I don't think I
But
can do that.
that's I mean, that's a power move if I've ever seen one. So
Yeah.
good for him. It worked too. He got some praise on that. You know, I don't know how you set that camera up though without showing your dick or anything and then taking it down, but oh well.
And
But
she's just talking about the movie still, saying that she really liked it and everything like that. That he's a pretty good movie director.
oh, here's a great moment.
Yeah, that's another
There's a-
good one.
And dad's like, hey man,
Your
you
mom
wanna
was kind of a bitch.
you wanna see your mom's final moments? I recorded it since you did it. And when I was reading this, I'm like, damn, she really is like Makima. I was like,
Fuck up. Shut up about fucking Makima
I'm
for 2 pages. I'm getting tired of this.
dude, I dropped like I'm on page 122, man. I've got at least 100 pages before mentioning it again. So, checkmate. You're welcome. But she's just like, is he here? Nope. Well, he wasn't the greatest anyways.
It's pathetic.
He was
Yeah.
useless. Looking into the camera too is so fucked up.
That's pretty fucking frightening.
Like
yeah,
she
I don't like
wants
that.
she wants him to know that I'm looking at you, boy, and you let me down. You ruined my life. by
Which is
not
just
filming it
horrible,
here.
considering at the beginning this mom was very sweet.
And it kind of gives you an image, an idea of like, man, Yuta really only filmed the good parts. And
Yeah,
his mom was actually kind of fucking horrible. And
horrible. Yeah, and
he
even
only
dad
chose
realizes it.
he chose to show her only in good parts too.
Yeah.
Oh, here we have good old another conversation session, getting on to seeing movies. And I love this kind of like this paneling of all these different adventures they go on.
Their montage, yeah. It's pretty
And
cute.
I love this, the Komodo. I love the way
Some good
Komodo
shit.
draws his characters. They're so good.
He really draws them in like a very human, like a very just realistic type of way.
And they're really adorable and cute, and it's just so easy to like.
Yeah, they have fun.
Go to the movies.
Look at that. That's fun right there.
What a parallel.
Yeah, I
That's
like
hard.
that.
That's kind of sad. She's at the movies, and then boom, next shot she's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Here they talk about, oh, remember, there's a kissing scene right before I die. You wanna make sure this kissing scene happens. And then here's when a plot device kicks in that I think it puts people in two camps. And I have my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is on this, but when they talk about making her character a vampire, so then she doesn't have to die, and it kind of comes back around towards the end, but she ends up, in her last moments, dying, and it's a parallel to the exact same scene when he was running away from the hospital.
Yeah.
And he does the same significant mark, the thumbs up, kind of, or not thumbs up, but the fingers, kind of peace sign. And and there's a lot of sniffs and people crying, and that's exactly what they wanted from this movie. They wanted people to cry. They wanted people to be upset because that would mean that movie kind of affected them compared to laughing.
Yeah, his clout game is definitely going up from this movie.
And then as he's leaving, he has a girl come up to him and says, "Hey, didn't Eri wear glasses?"
Yeah, it's pretty random and out of the blue.
And he's like, "Didn't she have a dental retainer?"
Wasn't she kind of a fucking nerd?
Yeah, wasn't she also a huge bitch? And he's like,
yeah.
I didn't see any of that stuff in this movie you just made about her.
Yeah.
And I'm her best friend like you were. I hung out with her almost as much as you. But she was blind as a bat, and yet every time I saw her in your movie, she didn't have glasses on.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, you know what? I'm happy you chose to remember her that way instead of showing who she truly was. And you get to see kind of like a parallel to his mom and seeing how he did the same thing for her as he did for the mom.
Yeah.
And then here we get into like a horrible situation where he's like, hey man, he films the movie, he sends it all out, and then he's like, oh yeah, I got older, I had a wife, I had a daughter. We were all in a car with my father, and we got into a car accident. They all died.
Yeah.
And
His
now
life gets pretty fucked up into
he-
his adult life.
And he's like, you know what? It's time for me to just kill myself. So I'm gonna go back to that place where I saw those movies with Eri and kind of finish the job because I was gonna jump off that building a long time ago. And he opens up the door, and lo and behold, after he puts up the noose,
I didn't even notice that.
look who it is.
Hey, she's back.
You're a lot older than you were back then. And she's like, hey, you remember when we talked about me being a vampire? I am a
It was
vampire.
true. Yeah.
I'm still young, right? Look at you, you're old.
You're disgusting.
And it kind of, like, I'm reading this, and this kind of fucked my head up. I'm like, what is happening? And she kind of ends up saying, like, you know what? I did die. I did. Every time my body gets to a point where I die and I lose all my memories, I lose everything I ever was, but through your movie, I'm able to remember my past life, experience it, and know how much I cared about you and how much I cared about other people.
And that's why she loves movies.
Which, I mean, I agree with that too. I think movies and music are some of the most powerful mediums there is, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, shit, I cry all the time listening to music, fucking baby. But he's like, yeah, you know what? You kind of did change my life too. I'm not gonna kill myself. And she's like, okay, well, see you later. Goodbye. Kind of get that title
Bye,
card.
see ya.
See you
Bye,
later.
Eri.
And he's like, and I never saw her again. And then boom,
Explosion.
it explodes, and you're just like,
You're left with confusion.
you're like, what the fuck am I reading? Did it just end? Okay, it actually ended. Okay. So, what is your theory on what the ending means? And yeah, just go from there. What's your theory on it?
The ending means? I mean, honestly, the whole manga is just one big movie, right? Directed from fucking the kid. I believe that he's still a kid directing this movie. The older version of him is just some random fucking actor.
I think
And
it's
all the
his dad.
stories. It might be his dad too.
I think
Yeah,
his
also.
dad just shaved.
Yeah, I would go for that to being his dad. Yeah, all the stories in this film are bullshit. Whatever you read, it's just a total lie, and that's just my take on it. Honestly, I after reading this, I was very confused because I honestly have never read anything like this before, so it took me a lot of time to analyze it and shit.
I agree with you. I think this entire I think up to this point. So maybe let's see. I think to right here this page. I think this is the start of the movie.
Okay.
I think everything else happened. But I think all the rest of this is the start of a new movie. Because you kind of get this film, obviously the film grade, but when you see Ari for the first time, she doesn't have glasses. She doesn't have a retainer in. And that is like, I think, a cue to you to tell you that, hey, she is, like, this is being filmed. She's very much aware of this situation right now. And all of this dialogue has been written in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you kind of go from there, you're like, damn, everything from this point is literally a movie. And it kind of is a big mind fuck. And
it is a little bit of a mind fuck.
like, because that the whole tell at the very end of the manga, when her best friend is talking to him and she's telling about the glasses, the retainer, and all that shit, and you're like, yeah, I guess I never saw her once wearing. That means that everything else was filmed for the movie.
Yeah.
Especially in the way that the paneling's done, how we talked about a little bit, how it's kind of goes down in sequential order like a film reel.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I might be wrong. The whole manga might honestly be
I would honestly go that far
one
to
whole
just say that the
movie.
whole manga is definitely a movie. Yeah.
And just it
Like,
just breaks the fourth wall like over and over again throughout the movie, which would be a mind fuck of a movie, honestly. But
yeah.
I found it like so interesting because when I finished it, I was like genuinely confused. I had to like sit and think about it, and I'm just like, oh god, let's get to the end apparently.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the good shit, though. Like, when it's just left to the reader's interpretation of it all.
True. It's just gonna stay there. Oh god. Now we're
All right,
just
well,
flipping
before you
through.
give me a seizure,
So yeah, we're just going through, but we'll just end. We'll kind of leave it on there.
that's
But
a shot. Yeah.
I think the character of Eri is. I mean, I don't think she ever died. I think this
Yeah, I
is
don't think
all
she
part of
ever
the
did
movie.
either.
I think this is his dad, and it's
You
just
never really see like an actual version of Eri. You just see whoever the fuck this random ass chick is.
yeah. And her name might be Eri, but
Yeah, who knows?
you'll never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
she could just be playing a character. But yeah, I don't know. I just remember appreciating this manga quite a bit, and
Yeah, it's really unique.
it makes me want to show people that don't read manga, just so that it, like once they get past that 20th page and it just fucks up their head and they just want to keep
Mhm.
reading it, because I think it's very unique.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read A Look Back yet. What we said we'll probably do something with that, but I don't know how much different it is. I hope it's very similar to this, and maybe we just kind of dead wrong and just go into that. But I found this super unique compared to everything I've read so far, and even stuff I've seen. I've never seen
Mhm.
something kind of tackle this type of fourth wall breaking shit like that.
Yeah, it's got its own like little unique just feel to it. I would definitely love to buy a physical version of this and just keep it and just like reread it over and over again to see if I just missed anything or just try to understand what the whole thing is all around.
Yeah, I don't. It's gonna take a long time for a physical version to come out. I know A Look Back's physical version is coming out in like October, and that's been out for a year already. And I already have it pre-ordered, but I'm just like, well, I gotta sit here and wait for the physical version of that, just to add it to my collection. But oh well. But yeah, no. All right. Well, that was Goodbye, Eri.
Well, hold on.
Oh,
How
okay.
out of 5 Quentin Tarantinos, what would you give this?
Out of 5 Quentin Tarantinos,
Yeah.
I think Quentin Tarantino is actually a really good comparison to this, just because that type of dialogue and
Because of
mindfuckery,
movies.
and because of movies. You are correct. Ding, ding, ding. You're our winner. I'm gonna give this like a solid 4 because I don't think I've had something give me some type of weird emotion as this has. Because
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. 4.
like I've never felt what I felt when reading this before. It was just so jarring, and I was so addicted to it. I just blew through it in like 15 minutes. I'm just like, what am I reading? I was so intrigued.
Yeah.
But
And all the characters are good. I didn't really hate a single character. I just wanted to know more about them and their life and shit.
I mean, I kind of hated his mom, but
His mom's kind of a bitch.
but outside of that, I mean, he brought us a great character in Eri, and I don't know. It's a fascinating kind of like character study, and just a way of filming something. I don't know, it just blows my mind how he did this, and I'm so
Yeah.
excited to see what he does next with Chainsaw Man Part 2.
It's gonna be good.
I know. Oh, I hope it's good. If it watch it be like he's gonna purposely fuck with people and make like the first chapter horrendous.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna come out like I could see him doing something like that. Like you've been waiting for this, all this hype, and it's just an instant like U-turn or something. Like he just kills Denji immediately or some shit like that. Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
But I mean, shit, it's something that he would do, I'm sure. But all right, yeah. How about you? What would you give it? Did you set a 4 also?
Yeah, 4.
A 4, a Quentin Tarantino 4.
4 Quentin Tarantino's, 4 out of Reservoir Dogs, 4 Reservoir Dogs out of 5.
I could dig it. I could get behind that. All right. Well, I think that's it for now. We'll be back with another manga review. And yeah, see you later. Bye.